It's a grim United Nations report. I also saw World Centre and Kitchen trying to airdrop literally some supplies via, Jordanian help yesterday. It's a really difficult situation. I mean, famine hitting the Gaza Strip, could the international community allow that to happen?
You're right, Vonnie. It did. This UN report did make for very horrific reading. It's saying that almost 600,000 Gazans are on the verge of starvation and that things will probably get worse as long as the military operations by Israel against Hamas continue. This is obviously on top of the nearly 30,000 people in Gaza that have been killed since the war started in October, according to the Hamas-run health ministry there. Israel has been under intense pressure to at least ease its operations, if not end them totally, for some time now. And so I think it's unlikely that this is going to really shift the needle as far as Israel's concerned. The government and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu keep insisting that they have to continue until Hamas is destroyed as a military and governing organization. They essentially say there's one last big battle ahead, and that's in the southern city of Rafah. There are more than 1 million civilians there. They fled, most of them fled there at the start of the war because that's where the Israeli military told them to go to avoid the operations that were then happening in the north of the Gaza Strip. This operation, or the planned operation, is hugely controversial. Most of the rest of the world doesn't want it to happen. The US has been a bit ambiguous, but it says that if it does go ahead, certainly the civilians need to be removed from Rafah beforehand. Israel has pledged that will happen, but it hasn't yet come out with a specific plan as to where they'll go or how long it will take or anything like that. So it seems like we still have many more weeks, if not longer, of fighting.
Well, and Paul, I mean, happening at the same time, you mentioned the U.S., there's still a lot of talks about when and if a ceasefire can actually happen. And we actually heard that U.S. Secretary Blinken was actually speaking with his counterparts in Saudi Arabia and the UAE yesterday. I mean, did anything come of that that's of significance to an eventual ceasefire?
Hi, Jen. At the moment, we don't know of anything significant to come out of it. I think what Blinken's trying to do with his counterpart in Saudi Arabia, Prince Faisal bin Farhan, and Abdullah bin Zayed in the UAE, is to make sure that the US is aligned with key Arab states on both the hostage and ceasefire talks and also on the post-conflict situation for Gaza. The US and those two Arab states, Saudi Arabia and the UAE, both believe that a two-state solution, an independent Palestinian state, is the best thing in the long run, both for the region and for Israel's security. I think they're under no illusions, and they know it will be extremely difficult to convince Israel to go into negotiations towards a two-state solution. It's fair to say that there's very little support among the Israeli public and Israeli cabinet ministers for a two-state solution right now. They say that what Hamas did on October the 7th, if anything, undermines the Palestinian cause and proves that Israel can't have an independent Palestinian state on its border. The Arab states and the US take a different view, and they say essentially that October the 7th proves that Israel needs to make peace with the Palestinians.